Nothing ever exists entirely alone. Everything is in relation to everything else. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. What we think, we become. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. In the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Imagine that every person in the world is enlightened but you. They are all your teachers, each doing just the right things to help you. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. It is better to travel well than to arrive. Those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. He who gives away shall have real gain. He who subdues himself shall be free. He shall cease to be a slave of passions. The righteous man casts off evil, and by rooting out lust, bitterness, and illusion do we reach nirvana. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. The foolish man conceives the idea of self. The wise man sees there is no ground on which to build the idea of self. Thus, he has a right conception of the world, and well concludes that all compounds amassed by sorrow will be dissolved again, but the truth will remain. Karma grows from our hearts. Karma terminates from our hearts. Do not overrate what you have received, nor envy others. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. Just as one can make a lot of garlands from a heap of flowers, so man, subject to birth and death as he is, should make himself a lot of good karma. When the action comes out of nothing, it creates no karma. A man should make himself a lot of good karma. If the problem can be solved, why worry? If the problem cannot be solved, worrying will do you no good. To be selfish, greedy, and unwilling to help the needy gives rise to future starvation and clothlessness. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. If a man's thoughts are muddy, if he is reckless and full of deceit, how can he wear the yellow robe? Whoever is master of his own nature, bright, clear, and true, he may indeed wear the yellow robe. You only lose what you cling to. One should strive to understand what underlies sufferings and diseases and aim for health and well-being while gaining in the path. If you are quiet enough, you will hear the flow of the universe. You will feel its rhythm. Go with this flow. Happiness lies ahead. Meditation is key. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. Remember to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Do not overrate what you have received, nor envy others. He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind. A jug fills drop by drop. Work out your own salvation. Do not depend on others. I never see what has been done. I only see what remains to be done. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. He who loves 50 people has 50 woes. He who loves no one has no woes. An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. Death carries off a man busy picking flowers with a besotted mind like a great flood does a sleeping village. Without health, life is not life. It is only a state of languor and suffering, an image of death. Everything is changeable. Everything appears and disappears. There is no blissful peace until one passes beyond the agony of life and death. Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely. No one can escape death and unhappiness. If people expect only happiness in life, they will be disappointed. We must be diligent today. To wait until tomorrow is too late. Death comes unexpectedly. How can we bargain with it? Chaos is inherent in all compounded things. Strive on with diligence. To live a pure and selfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. You cannot travel on the path until you become the path itself. All wrongdoing arises because of mind. If the mind is transformed, can wrongdoing remain? Wear your ego like a loose-fitting garment. People with opinions just go around bothering one another. Speak or act with an impure mind and trouble will follow you. Without health, life is not life. It is only a state of languor and suffering. Learn this from water. Loud splashes the brook, but the ocean's depth is calm. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy. No person will make you happy unless you decide to be happy. Your happiness will not come to you. It can only come from you. The past is already gone. The future is not yet here. There's only one moment for you to live. The tongue, like a sharp knife, kills without drawing blood. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Rule your mind or it will rule you. Wear your ego like a loose-fitting garment. Your body is precious. It is our vehicle for awakening. Treat it with care. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. Those who have failed to work toward the truth have missed the purpose of living. There has to be evil so that good can prove its purity above it. The whole secret of existence is to have no fear. Never fear what will become of you. Depend on no one. Only the moment you reject all help are you freed. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. Make your peace with that and all will be well. True love is born from understanding. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. Your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart give yourself to it. It is ridiculous to think that somebody else can make you happy or unhappy. The root of suffering is attachment. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without.